Sound speed. So let me ask you, have you ever heard this phrase before? There's no school like the old school. When you're talking manufacturing, that means the ability of a product to stand the test of time and survive working for many decades to come. With decades and decades of electronics manufacturing under our belts, you would expect that modern electronics would be made much better than old school electronics, but that's not always the case. As a matter of fact, raise your hand right now if you've ever unboxed, opened a piece of electronics that is broken at least in part before you even have a chance to use it. Raise your hand, you know you want to. And that's simply because a lot of products now are mass produced. A technician might not even touch the thing before it is boxed up and shipped to you. And if that's the case, how can they guarantee the quality of a device? Much unlike old school electronics, where something was maybe manufactured for part of it, but then a technician might have had to do certain solders, do certain wiring, or maybe even plug in a certain thing that a machine couldn't do without being extremely expensive. So that got me wondering, why don't we do a multi-part series putting to the testing microphone with one of the most solid reputations for toughness spanning decades long? And that would be the Electro Voice 664. This thing is heavy. It's heavy duty. It's manufactured in an era where microphones were made to be tough. And this one let them all. And yes, that does mean that this poor little Electro Voice microphone is going to go through some serious punishment for our educational and your entertainment purposes. But a little bit of information about this microphone. It was only released between 1954 and 1964. And between that time, the price tag for this was just shy of $50, $49.98. It also happens to be one of the first microphones, if not the first, with variable D technology, which helps you manage your proximity effect, and that's still on Electro Voice microphones manufactured to this day. This microphone is also 28 ounces, almost 2 pounds in weight. It is very heavy and very rugged. What kind of durability field test could I possibly put this microphone through in this environment? Obviously none, because this is not the kind of environment for that. So why don't we go on location and I will explain the details. According to legend and the obituary of Electro Voice founder Lou Burroughs, in order to demonstrate the ruggedness and durability of the 664, while giving a public address, Lou was reported to disconnect the 664 he was speaking into and use it to drive a nail in with. This is the reason why the 664 has the nickname the Buchanan Hammer. Buchanan because of the city, Buchanan, Michigan, where it was manufactured, and Hammer for obvious reasons. At the time of this video, there is no known footage of Lou using the Buchanan Hammer to drive in a nail, but the test lives on as people use it today online to demonstrate the ruggedness and durability of the Shure SM58, what they believe to be the toughest microphone in existence. And they use the body of the 58 to drive in a nail in demonstrations I'm sure you could find on YouTube. But then, it's not a 664. Only the 664 has a reputation for being the Buchanan Hammer, right? Kind of. I mean, the 664, 665, 666, and even the 635A are all kind of in the same series and have a reputation for being tough as nails. Built like tanks. But only one is still in existence and in production today, the 635A, and its brother microphone, the 635 NDB. So it's kind of inherited the title, The Hammer, because it's still in production. Now you may be wondering, where is Alan going in his car? I'm going to my friend Michael Wynn's house. Michael Wynn is the host of the Michael Wynn YouTube channel. Not only is he a professional sound guy like me working in the motion picture industry, he's also a content creator here on YouTube. And if you've not subscribed to his Pro Sound channel, you're going to want to do so. Link down in the description and definitely check it out. But the reason I'm going over there is he's going to help me with the first of hopefully many tests of the Buchanan Hammer. And that is going to be to drive in a nail with it.
Hey guys, Michael Wynn here. How's it going? From the Michael Wynn YouTube channel. And today, Alan Williams from Sound Speeds has instructed me to hammer in this nail into this piece of wood using this EV664 microphone. I just want to show you on the Tascam DR40 that there's signal going into this recorder with this microphone. I'm about to hammer in a nail with a microphone. It's my first time doing this. I'm pretty excited. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. I did not hold back. Woo! This has got character now. Looks like a microphone you would see on a stage with a major label artist or something. Are we getting signal?
It looks, talking to it?
Test 1, 2. Did the switch maybe?
It's off. It's off, that's why.
Ah, was it off?
I don't know.
Okay, let me hammer in another nail. Okay, so it might have turned off when I hammered in the nail. So we're gonna have to hammer in 2 nails now. So you can title this not just 1 nail, but 2 nails. This time I'm actually gonna try to keep my finger on here so it stays on, and here we go. I mean, it works better than my hammer, actually. How does it sound? You tell me. And that's 2 nails. There we go. Man, I'm really enjoying this. What else could we hammer into this piece of wood? You could sell this on eBay and say minor scrapes. Didn't hammer in a nail with it. Just minor cosmetic damage. Right? Test 1, 2. Hey, how you doing, everybody? So there's a little bit of minor cosmetic damage, I'd say. This is a sturdy microphone. I feel like just dropping it right now, should I?
You can.
Ooh, that just seemed wrong. This is a pretty...
You know what? Unfortunately, I missed that. Could you try dropping it again?
Okay, sure. So, just a disclaimer, Alan has asked me to do that.
Oh, geez, at least we should...
At least get a good...
Get it in frame if you're going to do that.
This is the 3rd time us dropping this microphone because it slipped out of my hand. Ooh, that sounded ugly. I don't think the 120 frame, but that's pretty ugly. My hands are feeling slippery today. There's going to be a lot of L&Ds in this YouTube video. Here we go.
You're having a lot of fun dropping this microphone.
No, actually, each time I drop it, it feels somewhat irresponsible.
And yet you're still doing it over and over again.
Well, how many times was that? Test 1, 2.
Is it still working?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it looks great. You can see here by the signal. This is one sturdy microphone. Where's our SM57s? Because they always say you could hammer in a nail with it when you hear about the 58s or 57s, but are there any videos of that?
Yes.
Okay, but bet you none of this. There is now.
Not a bad first performance from this microphone. I mean, I intended to only do 1 test, the hammer test, but it ended up being a drop test also. So we've now done 2 tests in part 1. But I wanted to point out a couple more things about this microphone. It did not have a standard XLR connector on the bottom. It had what's called a QC4M quick change connector. And it's a little bit weird to see nowadays, but it did definitely come with this microphone, and it was standard. This cable was also standard, even though it is high impedance. But the reason I'm pointing this out is because if you listen back, when we did the audio test, you heard a high noise floor. This is a dynamic microphone. It did not have a high noise floor when the microphone was new. But for some reason, somehow in the past, this microphone has gotten some sort of damage done to it, but it still seems to function despite the noise floor elevation. So I thought it would be a microphone that we could definitely put to the test on this video, because I didn't actually intend on doing this test with this microphone. It just seems to be kind of calling me in that direction because of its damage. I thought this microphone was going to be, as the seller put it, in perfect condition, but it's not, and it definitely isn't now. Aside from the cosmetic damage and light scratches throughout the unit, it now has a button issue. When you press this button to the side, it wants to recess itself into the slot. So I'll probably jam something in there so that we can continue to do our audio tests throughout the series on testing this microphone's durability. And I hate that I just pushed that inside of there. So I'll end this video now by saying thanks for watching part 1, and be sure to watch part 2, where we put this microphone through even more punishment for educational and entertainment purposes. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in for more sound advice. Have a question you'd like answered, or want to add something? Be sure to write it in the comment section down below. You can also make a suggestion for future topics of discussion. Again, comment section down below, or you can email me at soundspeeds@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on future sound advice.